Ay, Cash.
I can't curse in the first name. I forgot.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, we're back. We are back, man. Long time no see. We back.
You better left unsaid with a whole lot to say.
A whole lot. You see what we wearing out? Well, you see what I'm wearing out here. I don't know.
Yeah. Listen, my team winning regardless. So I don't need to show support in that way. My stuff, purple and gold anyway.
It is. I was looking at that earlier, but I was like, I'm not gonna say nothing because that's real soft.
Laker Nation, man, ain't nothing soft about 17 rings, man. 1-0, let's get right into it, man. What we starting on? Episode 28. Episode 28.
It is episode 28. So, hey, we can get right into it, man.
Yeah, man.
Get right into it. Yeah.
Y'all just got beat.
We just won.
Y'all just got beat.
We just won.
How you feeling about your team?
We just won.
How you feeling about y'all chances this year?
I actually do think that we'll win.
Okay.
But I think it's gonna be about coaching, honestly.
Okay.
Tom Thibodeau, I still don't like that guy. I think he doesn't make great adjustments. And our first game, we had Obi Toppin shooting 12 threes.
I heard.
First of all, we was 7 of 34 from the three-point line. Jalen Brunson couldn't buy a shot. But Obi Toppin shooting 12 threes?
You told me Jalen Brunson was the best player. You told me he was him.
Yeah, on our team.
Okay. If that's
but he still played well. But he was all 7 from the three-point line. That didn't happen that second game.
You see what he been doing in the playoffs.
Hey, it ain't happened that second game.
I'm about to check. I'm saying that's all I want to do.
Please do. Check. So, but I think we have a chance against Miami. I don't think Miami's role players are going to keep doing that. They were just throwing shit up in the ocean and then it was falling.
Kyle Lowry a role player or is he a champion?
So you can't be both?
I'm just asking.
Two can't be true at the same time?
We talking about playoffs. We're not talking about just.
Yeah, and two can't be.
This is a shorter rotation, so role players. They get out. They don't get no PT.
I got you, but they're still role players there.
Okay.
And Kyle Lowry's a role player now at this point. Yes, he is a champion, but he's still a role player.
I'm just saying.
He played well that first game.
I can tell by what he did to y'all. That's all I'm asking.
Hey, what that? Let's say 111, 105, right?
Yeah, this
is the game that we just won, right?
I'm just saying. I'm about to look up. You said Jalen Brunson was doing what he doing.
He's playing well.
You playing all right?
Yeah, 25 first game, 30 the second game.
Let's see. Yeah, what are you averaging? 25. Okay, on 45% shooting.
It could be better. He definitely.
It's not blowing me out the water, but y'all tired right now. So
yeah, we are. We're gonna see but
could be worse.
It could be. We could be down 2-0.
Y'all should be down 2-0.
Y'all should. Why you gotta hate?
Y'all should. Because
why are you a hater?
The Heat was winning.
Why are you a hater?
The Heat were winning.
No, but we played basketball. That's what we did. We slow roasted, dog.
And y'all tried to get a game away too, but that's neither here nor there.
We did try to get the game away with some bullshit.
Julius Randle.
I've talked about Julius Randle multiple times. I do not like that guy. He's our leading scorer, but bro, he's a nut.
Averaging 16.
Yeah, he's a nut. But he's hurt.
35% shooting.
Yeah, he's a nut. This man jack up anything he get. Pause.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
What's up with you?
Yeah, that was wild.
What's up with you?
But he just catch and shoot. He go. You know what he tried to do? See, that's why I don't want Melo to go back to the games, because he feel like he'd be Melo if Melo there. He doing all of that.
I don't know why y'all celebrate Melo like he did anything for y'all team anyway. We got to start there. It's not like he's one of the Nick greats, because he ain't.
Why not?
He's in that same level with Patrick Ewing now. That's what I'm saying. He was just popular when he got there. He's a Denver Nugget great.
No, he did really well. He won a scoring champion there. You know what I'm saying? He took us.
That's supposed to mean something.
He took us to the playoffs for the first time in I don't know how long. How many years was that?
The East was terrible. I lost in the first round every time.
No, we didn't.
Y'all made it to the second round one time.
Yeah.
And got cooked.
It was against Miami. Miami had LeBron, D-Wade, and Chris Bosh.
That's you making my point.
Bro, we had Rasheed Wallace playing.
First of all, Rasheed Wallace is a good player.
No. During that time, we had Rasheed Wallace.
Nobody be saying that with them old players be going to play with LeBron though, and they be getting rings.
What was the last old player?
First of all, J.R. Smith.
J.R.
Smith played his last season with LeBron, and he won.
Yeah, but he's not old. He's not old.
When he was on the Lakers, he was old.
He's not.
When he was on the Lakers, he was old. He was the bottom half of his career started, bro.
Yeah, that's just because he was a nutcase.
No, I'm just saying.
That don't mean
same thing with Shawn.
No,
He was in the second half of his career.
No, he wasn't.
He was in the second half of his
career.
Hold on,
technically his second half of his career, but it wasn't his second half of his career.
We talking
about
2012, dog. Bro, yeah, that's how long is an NBA career? What are you talking about? How long is an NBA career for the average player?
I don't know, but
that's what I'm saying. Exactly. So you making my point.
That's for terrible players. That's for average player. That's for Adam Morrison.
Adam Morrison's a lot of players on the Knicks that ain't last long, so we can start there.
There's a lot of players that ain't last long, period.
That's my point. So that's what I'm saying.
But Shumpert was actually playing. Shumpert just never developed. He didn't get any further. You know what I'm saying?
But he had his best years with the Knicks, and he was an average player on the Knicks.
He was a really good role player.
He was not really good.
He was really good
for that team.
For that team, he was a role player.
Which means y'all ain't compete with none. If that's who y'all got to depend on to do stuff.
Let me ask you this question, right?
If that's who y'all got.
Hold on. Let me ask you a question, right?
Let me see what.
No. Can I ask you a question?
22 points a game.
Can I
go ahead.
So during this time, right? Hold on, because you said you Laker Nation, right?
For sure.
All right. During this time, that's around like the 2013 era.
Which one?
When you talking about like Shumpert and like the Knicks and then like the Heat time.
Yeah. So
that was around between 2012, 2014, and things like that, and then even
2010 to 20. I'll give him 16 because 17 that's when he was on his way out the league.
All right, cool. Let me ask you a question. What team were you going for during that time?
I wasn't going for any team at the time. It really didn't matter to me because everybody knew it was going to represent the East.
Okay, so it was you didn't have no team. There was no. Nah. All right. So, but he yelling out Laker Nation now.
Yeah. I wasn't a fan of the competition at that time. It wasn't much competition. It was one player representing the conference every year.
I mean, that was LeBron since 07.
That's what I'm saying. That's my point.
LeBron been running the league since 03 pretty much.
All this Knicks stuff you talking about, what was the point of playing? You're going to lose every year.
No, there's potential.
Then why y'all celebrating so hard about this if it was always potential? Clearly, y'all never had hope. Y'all never had hope.
Bro, the last time we was in the playoffs was this time, 2013. It's 10-year drought. Now we back. You don't have a team to begin with.
Celtics was putting y'all in the blender. Who else y'all played? The Pacers? Mm-hmm. Putting y'all in the blender.
They didn't put us in the blender. We was one block away.
Paul George and then with Danny Granger then was something else.
No. We was playing well. And
Roy Hibbert then was something else. Lane Stevenson then was something else.
They were, but we was one Roy Hibbert block away.
I'm just saying, if Melo's supposed to be who he's supposed to be, you got to beat the Pacers.
The Pacers was a really well-developed team, dog.
I mean, I couldn't tell because they was losing to the same team every year.
They was losing to LeBron.
Might as well have been the Raptors.
They were losing to LeBron. Everybody was losing to LeBron.
Losing to Cleveland, too. You know what I'm saying? So
they was losing to LeBron. You taking that out.
I'm just saying.
Out of scenario, they losing to LeBron. We know what LeBron did.
I'm just saying.
You don't respect LeBron. We understand. That's your man's.
Check this out. Wasn't Rondo old when he joined the Lakers too?
Was he old? I wouldn't say old.
So what you consider old in the league? Because Rondo had been in here for 12, 13, 14 years at that point. So how old is old in the NBA? So I just want to know because you
36 plus.
Stop it, bro. Half the players don't even. The majority of players don't make it to 36 years old. Melo didn't make it to 36 years old. No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
No, he did not. Melo is 38. Melo's 38. He ain't played in over a season. He was 36.
He was 37.
And he wasn't getting no PT.
He played 37 with the Lakers.
He wasn't getting no PT.
He played with the Lakers.
No, he did not.
Yes,
play
he did.
With the Lakers. He played with their G League team because that was a waste of time. They had nobody else to put on that roster. They had nobody else to put on that roster. When I say play, I'm talking about contributing to some type of success.
He contributed to the Lakers.
What did he contribute to the Lakers, dog? Please tell me what he contributed.
He averaged like 13 points that year?
13 points.
Yep. And then he contributed to the Portland right before that. They made it to the playoffs.
They was in. First of all, they shouldn't have because that was the first year they put in the play-in. So stop it.
And they made it to the playoffs.
Hold on. And what did Melo do as soon as they asked him to do something?
Did they play?
What happened as soon as it was time for Melo to actually do something to help them beat somebody?
He played.
I'm talking about when they seen the Lakers. What happened?
He did. Man, hold on. First of all, like you said, they didn't even belong there. They didn't even belong there.
First of all, let's not remove the context. They were saying that team was dangerous for the Lakers to play.
Yeah, I didn't understand.
So that's what I'm just saying. They were saying Melo can get hot real quick.
He could, but
I'm just saying that Dame was dropping 50 every game.
He was, and that's the only reason.
So I'm just saying. So let's not act like it was just some Portland team.
Bro.
I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you what they said.
But hold on. Prior to them getting Melo, they wasn't slated to even make the play-in game.
Hold on now, because the Blazers had already been to a conference finals at that day.
But no. We're talking. That's before that. I'm talking about that year.
All injuries and all that had taken place.
But I'm talking about that year.
I'm just saying
injuries
that year. And all that had taken place.
I'm just saying that year.
Let's not act like they big man wasn't injured. Let's not act like
right.
CJ didn't be hurt.
And Melo helped them get to at least the play-in, and they helped them get to the playoffs. Come on, stop disrespecting, man.
How he helped them get to something that wasn't even invented yet? They created that stuff so they could try to get Zion and them.
That bum ass.
I'm just saying.
First of all, get him out the league.
Yeah.
Yeah, get him out the league.
Well, I ain't gonna say that because he's better than everybody on your team currently. When healthy.
When healthy, bro. That man doesn't play. We don't know what he is.
A lot of people on the Knicks get hurt too, so we're not gonna start there.
Hey,
yeah.
My players are playing right now, though.
That's true. I'm just saying.
My players ain't been out as much as him.
You know who's
my players ain't been out as much as him.
But you know who they're saying is hurt right now? They first year on the team.
Who?
Jalen. Saying he's day to day right now because
his ankle.
All right then.
But
and we know who always hurt. Randall always hurt.
But he's playing, right?
We know who's always hurt.
No. Look how many games he played.
As a matter of fact, do we want to talk about the face of injuries?
That nigga ain't play a game and son ain't play a game in how long?
I'm just saying.
We know when Tom Thibodeau sat him down, they said, yo, trade him. No, man, get off my Knicks, man. You see what I'm doing.
I mean, what you got? What's your prediction?
Go ahead, man.
What's your prediction?
Knicks in 6.
I told you I got Heat in 6, and I got it might be 5 depending on if Jimmy is healthy. Because I've seen after 2 games, y'all clearly aren't what they are saying y'all are as far as the toughness, the grittiness. So we got so much depth on the team, y'all don't, man. When you playing this team, it takes 2 to 3 players to have a breakout game to beat y'all. That's not saying much about how good y'all are.
First of all,
I'm just keeping it honest.
First of all,
based off this is off 2-game observation. This is not.
Yeah. Did you see what we did to Cleveland?
Cleveland was never good though. But yes,
they weren't.
Nah. No.
They've been talking about Cleveland all year. Cleveland's a contender.
Again.
Cleveland's a contender. Cleveland can make it. Yeah. So I mean, your observation. I'm gonna let you have that. So get back. Let's get to your Lakers.
Domination, man. Been dominating the entire playoffs, easily. We already know we first of all we put them defending champs in the blender pretty easily. We didn't even play great. It was an average game for us, and we won. We should have won by 20. That's how bad it was. Until they made a late game adjustment and our shot stopped falling. We was up by 15 in the 4th quarter. Easily. Wasn't even hot. LeBron ain't doing much. AD ain't scored all second half. It's D'Lo putting Steph Curry in isolation and dropping 10 straight points on his head. Call a timeout, coach.
He did.
Call a timeout, coach.
You see how easy it was for them to make that run, right?
Nah, first of all.
Now you see how easy it was for them to make that run, right? That 14-0 run, real quick.
Was it easy or was it? Hold on. Was it easy or were we just not making shots?
No. It was easy.
Because if it was that easy, if it was that easy,
they started making shots.
If it was that easy,
they started making shots.
If it was that easy, they would have gotten the lead.
It was easy for them to make that 14-0 run.
They didn't get the lead, so what does that mean to me?
Hey,
if you still losing, what does it matter?
I'm just saying.
Cool, you can make all the runs. If you down 20, guess what? You can score 20 and you still ain't winning. So who's the better team? That's all I'm saying.
That's the case. Who's the better team right now? The Knicks. That's what we just won. But continue.
What they got to do with the Lakers?
Continue. Go ahead. I'm listening.
First of all, I'm not talking about who's the better team between the Knicks and the Heat. I never said who's the better team. I said who I got winning.
No, I got you. Go ahead. Continue though.
Okay, cool.
But so you got the Lakers. So you got the Lakers in what?
Lakers in 5.
In 5?
Yeah, it might be a sweep depending on what they do tonight. Because I really got them winning tonight.
My question is, what do you think AD is going to do for the rest of the series?
Dominate like he's been doing. Again, y'all keep talking about this Giannis, this KD, all these other players. Ain't none of these boys built like that in the playoffs, like them 2 duo in LA. We seen what they do. It's never been a more dominant duo from wing to big since Shaq and Kobe. Let's keep it real. When healthy, it's nothing ain't nobody in the league been able to do. First year they got together, we dominated the entire league. You remember? You saw it.
I didn't see that.
You was there.
I don't recall.
I'm just saying. The whole league got dominated. We know what the Lakers do, man. That's what they do. They get a wing and they get a big man, and it's in and out all day. We guard and pick and rolls with the same man. One player, 10 block shots, averaging 4 a game. Bron in the paint blocking shots. Vanderbilt, are y'all serious?
Vanderbilt has been playing well.
Are y'all serious?
I like Vanderbilt.
AR-15 getting buckets on the perimeter. Dennis Schroeder penetrating the lane. Like it's nasty. There's nothing y'all can do with us.
I like Rui.
I'm just saying.
He's been playing well for y'all.
And he didn't get no PT first game. That's how you know he's dominant. AR-15 ain't go off, and Rue ain't get no PT. And we still beat the Warriors. So y'all got to stop this. There's really nothing the league can do. The only team that might even be able to match up with us in the West is Denver. But we've been put them in a blender years ago. They ain't never been able to see. It's the exact same team.
No, they had a few more people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And y'all got a different team too.
We still got the two big two. So that's all I'm discussing right now.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
So we've been seeing it on social media because it just happened today. If the Lakers win, y'all giving Westbrook and Patrick Beverly a ring?
We giving them a call to let them know never mention our names again. That's what ring they getting. They should never be mentioned in a Laker name. Anywhere. Stop it, bro. Y'all ain't getting nothing. Pat Bev, you wasn't even longer there to get a drink of coffee, bro. You stop that. Westbrook, you
hold on. Leave Westbrook out because Patrick Beverly said it.
You just brought up
two
names.
I know, but Patrick Beverly said
two names.
But Patrick Beverly said, leave Westbrook out there.
First of all, you celebrated when you left the team as if you had any reason to be happy. Like you was the victim in that situation.
He was.
The city of LA celebrated with nothing but wins as you at home on the couch.
He was. He was a victim, though.
At your schools, at your kid's school, talking to the principal because his children keep coming on because the kids calling him Westbrook. Knock it off, Westbrook. Knock it off.
To the principal, dude.
That's what he told her. That's what his wife said. This is not my words.
I know, this shit's hilarious.
That's what they called his. That's what he called his son. His son better hope he can hoop. Or he better try some other career path.
He better start boxing.
You know what I'm saying? He better do something. Because all I'm saying, Westbrook don't mention the Lakers again, bro. He's a great player, Hall of Fame player. You know what I'm saying? You got your credentials. The temperature kind of warmed up on you because you played well with the Clippers. I don't know what that means because playing well and losing means nothing on this side of town. 17 rings, but let's keep it moving. You know what I mean? What's your thoughts on it? That's the only thing that means playing well to me.
You know what?
Is wins.
No, hold on.
It's wins.
You know, it's funny, right?
You know what I'm saying?
I don't like you saying this 17 rings like you've been a Lakers fan.
Are we talking about the topic or are you talking? That's what I'm saying. Because you brought up Pat, you brought up Russ. You ain't said nothing about the topic. You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to get to that. I'm getting to that right now.
Go ahead.
I'm just saying, I just don't like that. I feel like it's nasty, right?
Okay.
But as a Westbrook fan, you know what I'm saying? Part of the Bestbrook fan club, I say that.
Bestbrook?
Yeah.
Has it been? Y'all still keeping that name?
Hey.
I'm just asking a question.
Don't interrupt my point.
My bad. Go ahead.
Don't get him and Patrick Beverly ass up out of here, dog. This nigga don't sniff a ring, nigga. Actually, you know what? Give Patrick Beverly a diamond off the ring and say thank you for letting me trade you. And Westbrook, I need you to give back half that contract.
Actually, I don't even know if Patrick Beverly deserved that because I don't even know if his trade was the big one like that. Russ the real one.
So okay, my fault. You can give Russ a piece of ring.
Let me see, who did Pat Bev even get traded for?
He went to they waived him. Oh no, my fault. He went to he got Mo Bamba.
Mo Bamba.
Yeah.
Man, Pat, you ain't getting shit. Russ, you can get a diamond, bro.
Yeah. Russ, get a diamond and put it in your nightstand under like the papers and shit that you never look at. And forget about it. And then when it falls out when you move, you're like, oh, what the fuck is this? I use it as an earring or some shit. Yeah. I'm sorry. Another person who I just have to mention is outside of the Lakers, outside of the Knicks. It's, who I refer to as the point guard. I don't know what you got going on, my guy. I don't know if you just be fucking before games, or you just don't stretch, or you just, my man said it, or you just like nervous at a spotlight, but my nigga, ain't no fucking way that you get hurt the same time every fucking year for the same fucking injury, dog. It's either your hamstring, your groin, or your fucking hand.
Say his name.
There's no fucking way that your groin and hamstring keeps getting pulled and tweaked and all of that, nigga. Stop playing with yourself before the fucking game, my nigga. Chris fucking Paul.
His name.
God damn, bro. Yeah, that might be Cliff out there with the Suns. What the fuck is you doing, my guy?
Listen, man.
Nigga, I've hurt my groin once and I ain't do it again.
Listen, man. Listen, that's your favorite player.
Whoa.
That's what you told me.
I didn't say my favorite. I said he's one of my favorite players. players.
Which would make him your favorite player, right? You can have more than one. Great.
Yeah, but I'm just saying like your favorite player. That's saying like number one.
You can have more than one.
Yeah,
so if you have 3 favorite players, this is my favorite player. I also like him. That's my favorite. You can
I know. He just say one.
I'm just, what's the difference, bro? That's your favorite player. Cool.
On my list,
You told me he's a top 5 point guard of all time, right?
Yeah, I'm starting.
I'm just telling you what you told me, right?
Uh-huh.
The man that's supposed to be one of the best leaders ever, one of the greatest handlers ever, a winner. That's what you called him. You called him a winner.
I said he wins games.
You called him a winner. You see how you want to
He wins games.
We're not doing semantics.
Yeah, hey,
your man's been coming up short for 10 years.
10?
10
Might be
years.
a little longer than that. When he was with the Clippers, that was about 12, 13 years ago.
Was it 12?
In 2010 to 12?
I don't know. Yeah, because he was supposed to go to the Lakers in
2010 when Steve Nash.
Let me see.
So he went to the Clippers.
Let me see what he was doing.
So, yeah.
First of all, man averaging 12 points career this postseason. Stop it. So we get
You
started.
say he's what?
He's averaging 12 points a game this playoffs.
How many assists though?
Let me see, man. He's averaging 12 and 7.
See, that's disgusting. If he was averaging 12 and 10, then I could be okay with that. Because at least
Patrick Beverly numbers, dog.
Whoa.
That's Patrick Beverly
Patrick Beverly
numbers.
wasn't getting 7 assists. Patrick Beverly wasn't getting 7 assists. But continue.
Alright, bro.
He was with the Clippers and
He was with the Clippers since 2011-2012 season.
Yeah, and he's been fucking.
So it's been about 10 years, a little over 10 years, you're correct. And they've been losing.
They have.
Losing! Don't bring up Chris Paul no more, bro. Don't bring up Westbrook no more. These 2 losers, those your 2 favorites too. You thought you like Steve Nash, you just love losers, man. Bum ass. J Kidd, he's nice now. I give you J Kidd. He was nice, and he got that one lucky ass ring. But that's neither here nor there.
I like Dirk too.
The old man, and that's my point. When the old people, when you're a great player, the old people come and they contribute. Not like Melo, but that's neither here nor there. Let's get to it. Chris Fraud, Russell Westbrook. Who?
I like Ray Allen too. That's my guy.
I got 2 of them guys. Man. I respect Ray Allen. You know what I'm saying, Mr. Clutch. Chris Fraud, Westbrook. Y'all should never be mentioned. I know y'all walk around with this chip on your shoulder like y'all just some winners and it's everybody's fault but y'all's. Something bad is always bad luck. I can't tell. When I'm looking around the league. Kyle Lowry better than you based off what I've been seeing.
Whoa.
Kyle Lowry better than you based off what I've been seeing.
Shit.
When the lights is brightest.
Damn, man, it's crazy.
When the lights is bright, we don't even want to mention Rajon Rondo because that's not even close at this point. We don't even want to mention Rondo. Do we even want to bring up Drew Holiday?
Damn, it's 3 right here. You see the orange?
Give me Dame fucking Lillard, man. Give me any other. Give me Tony Parker. Matter of fact, let me stop naming all the clear champions. Who else we got? Who else we got?
Wait, pause. You better run Dame name out there because he ain't win nothing.
I was just talking about Tony Parker.
No, but you said Dame. You said give me
Dame. Easily.
No.
You kidding me?
He ain't win shit yet.
Better than Chris Paul.
He ain't win shit yet.
Top 75. Did you forget?
And Chris Paul isn't?
I'm just saying.
Okay, because he is too.
So who you taking, Dame or Chris?
When?
Whenever. What you talking about?
Like today?
Whenever.
Today?
Whenever.
Oh, nah. It depends on when we talking.
Okay, dude. Like I said, I'll take Dame. Give me Kyrie. Who else?
Oh, is Kyrie gonna play?
I mean, he got a ring, don't he? And he showed up when that series kind of did.
Okay.
You forgot?
Yeah, I see he need to make the playoffs this year.
All I know is whenever it was time, because it ain't like Chris Paul ain't had a chance. Kyrie had a shot. Kyle Lowry had a chance. Rondo had a chance. Drew Holiday had a chance. They closed the fucking deal. I don't care what happened in the regular season. When them playoffs came around and it meant the most, you know who didn't show up? Little Cliff Paul. Russell Westbrook. Mr. I'ma drop 40 and lose because I think KD don't got the alpha male energy. Mr. the greatest, you playing with the greatest scorer, greatest 6 man. Mr. You got 2 MVPs on your team at the same time. A Serge Ibaka fucking champion, Kendrick Perkins, Derek Fisher, all these fucking champions. Steven Adams, the big man that's holding Memphis down. Are y'all kidding me?
Oh, wait, we're not gonna blame that on Westbrook, though.
All I'm saying is, what did Magic Johnson say? The worst point guard I've ever seen in my life. The worst point guard I've ever seen in my life. Don't talk to me about Westbrook. Don't talk to me about Westbrook and Cliff Fraud no more.
All right, guys. We're gonna get into some shit that this guy hates. A great show.
I'm definitely not calling it a great show.
Okay. All right.
I mean, but like I said, we got different standards of excellence. Clearly, you're wearing a fucking Knicks jersey, so let's start there. But cool, Snowfall just ended season 6.
Hold on. Fuck you.
Just saying, man. Your standard of great and mine it might have different definitions. You know what I mean? We respect winning.
Bro,
We respect GOAT level shit.
Bro, you just became the Lakers fan.
We heard you the first time, but we talking about Snowfall. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. We keep going back. Let's stay to the point.
You talked about my jersey.
You know what I'm saying? So let's get to it. Franklin Saint, we saw the last of him. Season 6 just wrapped up. What's your thoughts on it, man? What's your thoughts about this series? Why do you call it great? Let's start there. Why is it a great show?
For one,
I think what standard compared to what? What makes the show great?
First of all, compared to what's out on TV.
Okay.
So then, I mean, maybe that standard ain't too high then at that point because there ain't shit out on TV right now.
But
for one, I think the acting was phenomenal there. 2, let me rewind it back. Coming off of the shitty 5th season,
okay,
that 6th season looked great.
Yeah.
So that was a terrible 5th season. I think it ended off. I personally don't like the way it ended. I didn't see it ending like that.
You didn't like the way it ended?
Not necessarily.
Okay.
I seen it end in a few different ways, but I was really unsure. I was really kind of. So take it like this. All right, we watched all of Snowfall, right? You saw how. Start from the beginning. You saw how inventive and how the thought process of Franklin was. He was always trying to find a way. He was like, no matter what, I'm gonna find a way to get this off. Like he went from trying to sell a brick. I can't sell a brick. Let me find somebody to do it. Matter of fact, I found somebody to break this shit down easier to sell.
Right.
He was always inventive. All of a sudden now you're telling me that you don't know. Like he didn't go broke for one. He really wasn't broke. He had a chance to sell off some shit. He was mad at his girl for going behind his back, but I'm trying to keep shit afloat. He was so pressed about having that particular amount of money that he didn't think about, like, oh, so now he doesn't think about the bigger picture.
Well, has he ever thought about the bigger picture?
He's always
through the history of the show? Or has he thought about himself?
He's always thought about himself, but he thought about it in a bigger light of like, hey, let me try to get out of this. Let me see what's next for me. I mean, it's always for me, but
I'm finna say, I disagree with that.
But it was always for him, but it was like, all right, cool, I'm selling this, now let me get into this real estate shit. I'm just going to keep making more money. At the end, he still had those properties. He could have sold that shit.
That's why I'm saying he was thinking more about what he wanted and not the bigger picture.
But that's what I'm saying. All of a sudden, like
never thought about the bigger picture.
I'm saying, but before he's made strides to get to the bigger picture, and then it's just like now he just falls off.
I disagree with that, but
okay. What is your thought about it?
I mean, number one, I like the way they. I thought the ending made sense for certain storylines because the biggest reason Snowfall fell off to me is because they tried to introduce too many characters and they tried to make those storylines prevalent to the show overall.
Any ones in particular that really quick?
Number one, the reporter storyline. Why is she having having whole episodes to herself if you was just gonna kill her in a season?
I got you. Okay, that makes sense.
What sense does that make?
Yeah, definitely. I agree with that.
Who is this new girl that Teddy is dealing with? Who gives a fuck?
I agree. She was getting too much screen time.
You know what I'm saying? It's just certain shit that why are you introducing these characters? Why do we care about Kane? We already had a great villain in Man Boy.
Yeah.
Like get this shit out of here. Like these useless storylines.
Scully was,
exactly. Why make him? First of all, this is the greatest introduction to. This is about to be. Scully had the greatest introduction as one of the biggest villains I've ever seen, and like it was so well written. He was just crazy.
Season 2 or something like that?
Nah,
season 1?
It might have been season 4 if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, yeah.
Might have been late season 3, season 4. He came in, he doing shit in his ear, he going crazy.
Yeah, he was.
Biggest, craziest motherfucker, not scared of nothing in the world. For him to turn out to be who he is in less than a season and a half,
right.
Like what the fuck? You wasting our time with this shit.
And doing all that
like
shit.
Just a bunch of nonsense.
Yeah, I agree.
A lot of people was mad at the introduction of Franklin's girl, but she was probably one of the best storylines and characters throughout the show.
I liked her.
Her shit was strong.
Yeah, it was.
I even
but I don't like the fact that they didn't really give her own. Like you know how they was doing everybody like their own episode to really do whatever. They didn't really give her that. She was always like the background.
And she was, first of all, one of the better actors on that show because Leon.
He did fall off.
He got one dimension, and that's the hood tough guy. If he's trying to be genuine, stop it. Get the fuck out.
Yeah, he did fall off a little bit.
But back to your original question, Franklin has always been inventive within a certain realm. He was thinking bigger than the people around him, but he never looked at the grand scheme of things.
Okay.
That's why I appreciate the ending so much, because number one, that's why I love Sissy, Jerome. Who else was consistent that whole time? I want to say Sissy and Jerome and Franklin's dad. Those three people. Their introduction to the story was telling Franklin, this is exactly where this shit is going.
Jerome was the first person to say that shit.
Jerome was the first person.
He said as soon as he bought that brick over there, yo, nah, nephew, I know exactly where this leads to. This is not what I'm trying to do.
I also forgot about the cop that Franklin ended up killing, Melody's dad. Andre. He noticed what the fuck was going at. But anyway, it was people that told him exactly where this was going. Okay. So you saying he think about the grand scheme of things, the bigger scheme of things. No, he wasn't. He was ignoring all that shit.
More of it for himself.
I get that.
So that way it was more of it was always been a selfish thing.
He's always he's extreme. He's been selfish since he was introduced.
He's a narcissist.
He is.
Look at it, he's a narcissist.
And I hated how they did Javi, because Javi had one of the greatest introductions.
That
shit was just silly.
He was great.
He was phenomenal.
First of all,
some of the let's stay on track, because I'm be all over the place. Like, let's attack Franklin's character first, like from his start to finish. So, like you said, number one, the first 3 seasons was so phenomenal because it was so strong in the actual story and the character development of the individual people that was contributing to the story. It wasn't these ancillary, arbitrary characters that they're just throwing in for dramatic effect. It was how Franklin went from the smallest, no-name kid in the neighborhood, just a smart, good dude who just chose not to go to college because it didn't work out for him, and came back and, like you said, saw something bigger than himself because he came from a background of my dad's a Black Panther, and his mindset was, damn, America's not fit for it to be fair for us either. Yep. So I'm going out for freedom, and it's the only way I see fit type shit. Leon never had that mindset, but he was always the tough dude that was gonna ride with him forever.
Yeah, that's my. You always had that one homeboy that's like, yeah, you know what I'm saying, I'm down with you. Like, if you just want to do it, we got it.
So Franklin's character was strong because he was very clever, but he was rarely in a position of strength and leverage, and that's the thing. I think they did a great job of like making us feel like he was really the one in charge, but he never was running shit.
Never.
He was always at the.
But everybody was. There was so many times that Franklin's got punked out. Franklin's got bitched out, just kind of like, and you saw he had to have somebody else and kind of like bring somebody else into the shit,
right?
To like really show like some type of power.
That's why I disagree when you said like he's just out of ideas, because it was never an ideal thing. He just knew how to leverage people. He knew how to use people in a great way. Right. The first season, from that point, he depended on Louis to do anything. He depended on Louis to not lose his fucking life.
Easily.
Javi was running that shit. That was his first plug. He needed him to do anything. He felt like the big man in his neighborhood. But when he went over there with them boys, the nicest fucking Desert Eagles you ever seen, it was a whole different. It was a whole different attitude. Not even that. Let's even go a step further. The white boy is the one he needed to even get in that position. His friend
whose house he was at with the porn dad.
Exactly. And then we get to Teddy, and he's at whatever Teddy wants to do. That's what's gonna happen.
Thanks.
And let's move next. You get into jail. Now these people putting a foot in your ass, and now Leon is the one you depend on to give you this motivational speech for you to stand up for your fucking self. Because Leon ain't never been scared, and now you need somebody to show you how to be a leader and all this shit. Thanks. So he's never been in a position of strength. Yeah. His attribute was his knowing how to leverage people and how to manipulate type shit.
Yeah. I agree. Okay, from that point, I understand that. I was looking for real like minute point of like, all right, you saw like he was trying to change things like for himself. Yeah. Always it was more like, hey, I know I can do this. Yeah. I know what I can do that they can't.
Yeah.
And, that was just more of a mind thing where he was, to me, like you said, he knew how to leverage people. It was a mind game. He knew how to manipulate to a point and speak his way out of certain things where he can build from there.
Exactly. Yeah.
But that's the only thing where I say, I'm like, damn, you couldn't say nothing. You couldn't do nothing about it.
That's what that whole season was about. Him asking for favors from people, and he just ran out of favors.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I'm saying? So that's one thing I didn't like, because they made it too blatant, and like they exhausted it. Like everything was, I need you to do this for me. Hey, can you do this for me? Every fucking 5 minutes in the show, it was crazy. I'm like, bro.
How do you feel about the fact that So remember, initially Leon gave him the $500,000,
Mm-hmm.
and he did whatever. I guess that was what he had to do with what's his name?
Also, Gustavo.
Yeah. So what do you feel about like Leon not giving him the rest of any more money?
I feel like I don't know. I feel like that writing for Leon didn't make a lot of sense. His character was very confusing for me. His story, like, damn. We good. But yeah, like first of all, Leon was the tough, just street dude that was like the muscle for Franklin.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's in a position like, this was very early on because they tried to. First of all, everybody when season 4 came back. What really the way season 3 ended, season 4, they introduced Leon as like, oh, he's not going with everything Franklin says anymore.
Yeah,
he's about to be the two.
Yeah.
Then they start throwing in all these extra fucking characters because he got his own part. He got his own shit.
He got
own fucking neighborhood, yeah, own
PJ. He took the whole shit going
type
on.
shit. So, and then you want to throw all that away around Africa, Okay, cool, but you still got all these millions back, and now you feel like you trapped and you can't just leave these people because now you feel responsible for feeding the hood and all this type shit. So then Franklin comes and asks this of you give him the money. He comes back. I think he did the right thing. And I think he understood, number one. You done did, first of all, your father done died.
Mm-hmm.
Your uncle done died.
Mm-hmm.
Your auntie almost died.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody around you is getting hurt.
Your mom just got locked.
You had your girlfriend's father died because of you. A fucking police officer.
You
so, and I don't even know how much of this Leon knew, but I know once he saw what his heard about what his mom did with to Teddy, then it was like, it's no way I can go against her because she's the only one with any sense of moral compass around you right now.
I agree.
Type shit. So I agree with him. I understood why they wrote him not giving the money.
Yeah, it was weird for Leon. Just like, I mean, I kind of get the point of like the moral obligation. He kind of tried to change, but to me, it was weird because he got stuck in the middle.
That's what I'm saying.
Because like he went to Africa and just developed this whole new mindset,
thing,
but you come back to the hood and still want to do the same thing.
It made no sense.
So I was like, so which one is it? Like, are you gonna sell drugs or are you just gonna change the hood and try to feed the hood?
Yeah.
And like, so he was like literally in the middle. I'm like,
yeah.
All right.
And then it wasn't like the way they closed his story. Then it wasn't enough for me to like, especially for him to be a character from start to finish of the show. You got to wrap that up better. Like, so is he still just in the projects running the hood with all this money?
And that's my thing too. And then even more so what threw me off was like, as much money as they was making, as much people that knew Leon and him and Franklin what they did.
Yeah.
You gonna tell me that going back to where Franklin initially started at, nobody knows who neither one of them is?
It was some years later.
It was.
And some young dudes that.
It was some young dudes, but you're gonna tell me that now you don't know who. I can understand not knowing Franklin because now he's like he's not even a crackhead. He's an alcoholic, whatever. But you don't know who Leon is, who probably, to me, it looks like he was still in the hood, still running the shit.
Yeah.
So now you don't know, so it looked a little like, all right, something's not right here.
And they did a bad job because from what I know of LA and gang culture, if somebody asks you that, you don't just say, "Hey, I used to live here," and y'all start laughing like, "What the fuck?" It just was some bad writing going on,
especially during that time.
It was some bad, yeah. So at the peak of gang banging,
yeah. You're right. Because you like, nigga, you come around my hood. Yeah. Who the fuck is you?
And that's what it is. Like it's not like it's just hood. That's hood and gang is one and the same. Like where you from is what you.
It's a big thing.
So. Yeah, I don't know, man. That didn't make sense to me. The storyline was fucking ridiculous. That was fucking ridiculous.
I never liked her storyline to begin with.
Yeah, I loved it from the beginning.
From the beginning at first, and then she became a crackhead. I understood that.
That made sense.
It made sense. And then even when they tried to save her, kind of, but then after that, I was like,
yeah.
I feel like there was too much emphasis on her character.
I agree.
I don't understand. And even like now they're talking about making a spin-off with her and all that shit. I don't understand the point. Because I would have understood more if they kept the original Franklin's girlfriend around.
Yeah, exactly.
I would understand her coming back and, saying, like, trying to do something with that. But, like, I didn't understand the Wanda point because she was never pungent enough to, like,
she's
either.
Never that significant. Number one, I agree with you. It would have made more sense because, number one, his original girlfriend is the one that knows him better than anybody. She should live right next door to him, so if anybody should have been the girlfriend with the baby and trying to talk sense into him, it's gonna be his mom, his best friend, and his girl. So, I mean, now you got this random girl. Not to say she did a bad job. It's just like it didn't make sense for her to. I don't know, man. It was kind of silly.
How'd you feel about Franklin's now baby mother taking the money and dipping out?
I thought cause they've been spoiled the season for me on like social media and shit. So
because you just
I just now started watching it. So I thought they did a great job. Cause I thought it was gonna be like she just turned this back on her, but no, they did a great job of writing her out that story. Like I feel like they could not have done a better job because she really had no choice but to.
Bro, you just choked the death out of me with me and your child. The last
person on your side with your child, this is how you acting? Like, it was crazy.
Bro, I think she made the most sense.
Yeah,
like,
I agree. Yeah,
trying to talk sense into him, she made the most sense. Yo, we're not going to get this money back. We know what's going on. Now let's leverage our way out of this. First of all, we know it's really bad what's going on. Your mother done killed the CIA agent. You over here, you nutting up, you going crazy. Bro, we got all of this shit. Let's sell it off. Let's sell it off and get the fuck out of here.
Exactly, type shit.
We can make, bro. She said, bro, she just took part of it of $800,000. You had more to go. Yo, let's get the fuck up out of here.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, it was like, I don't know. The last season was close to being as bad as season 5 to me.
You think so?
Yeah, because
I think maybe certain episodes. For me, it was certain episodes, but then like there were certain episodes that turned it around. So it wasn't like
I agree with that. Yeah, because season 5 just had no ups at all. It was all just trash shit.
And then like some of the episodes in season 5, there's no reason why there was one episode that extended over 3.
Yeah.
You know, from him running through the hood to getting the tiger shit, all of that. That's too. Why do you have so many episodes about that?
Yeah.
Half of those episodes should have been one. If you was even gonna do some of that bullshit with the tigers and all that other shit, that should have been a quick 20 minutes in that 1 hour episode.
But that's what makes season 6 not as good as it should be to me, because now you announce this your final season. And nowhere in the history of Snowfall have they showed everybody's storyline in a single episode. They did that shit every episode. We following the KGB shit. We following Gustavo. We following Teddy. We following fucking Wanda, Leon, and Franklin in the same episode.
Yeah, you're right.
What the fuck are we watching?
You know what?
And Big D. Like, we don't give a fuck about Big D in the hood. Like, what is this, bro?
You know what's funny about that? Now that you say that, that reminded me of, and we started talking about that last season, season 5, Power.
Yeah.
Power.
Yeah.
Let me just rush a bunch of shit.
Exactly.
Let me rush a bunch of shit. Let me get some action in here. Cool. Now let me do that shit next episode.
Everything is just for dramatic effect, and that's why I felt like it was a bad season.
I'm gonna rewatch because I liked it, but you know, like if you start pointing out certain things, it's like
it just didn't make sense. It just didn't go with the feel of what Snowfall initially introduced itself as. Like, it was very big on like the dialogue. It was like heavy messaging and like some of these speeches that they was giving, whether it be like Jerome telling like, nephew, I'm telling you, I'm selling a little dime back here, but it's a whole different thing that comes when you start throwing in white with it.
That's correct.
Like, it's like heavy messages around this shit. It was heavy,
just like you said, dialogue. It was heavy on like, let me show you I can actually act and actually like, portray this character as best as possible. I don't need you shooting everybody.
And that's the thing, like, somebody getting shot used to be a big fucking deal in
Snowfall. Oh my god.
And this shit used to be so well done.
But see, Snowfall started off as the slow burn. And you know, just
that is
really
true.
That whole hour, I need you to watch that whole hour.
Exactly, and pay attention for
see everything that's going on. Yo, you gotta revert like because the next episode's gonna go back to that conversation that just had.
Exactly.
You remember that part? So it's shit like that. Now it just was like, well, since we over with, fuck it.
Yeah, let's just make it in the power because it was no reason, bro. I told you I almost lost my fucking mind. Why do we have an episode of Louis getting tortured by some random dude that's gonna die at the end of the episode anyway? We didn't need to include that in Jerome dying. We was gonna be sad enough that we lost Jerome anyway.
That
doesn't make sense.
About her with the pimp or the kid part?
Well, the whole episode. Number one, cool. First of all, you said Jerome set you up. Mm-hmm. He's married to the wife. Why do you need to get her to tell you where he is? He's gonna come look for you if you kill her. That's a bait. That's what the whole shit is about, being smart in the whole scheme of the show. I'm not gonna try to torture you before you can tell me where. This is what are you talking about?
I've been gone for too long.
Once he find out she's kidnapped, he's gonna come looking anyway.
I'm gone for too long.
Exactly. Like, what the fuck? I don't know. That didn't make no sense to me. Just for it to end in a silly shootout where Jerome gets killed. Like, first of all, they already had his storyline fantastic because he was already one with the conscience that didn't. He hated from the jump. He got the money. Cool. I'm a ride with my wife is in this because number one, she sparked the whole shit because she had the shit, cocaine plug, whatever. Now he's really like, damn. Now I'm fucking with the family. And I remember that little silly ass episode in Arkansas with her cousins and shit.
Oh yeah.
They're plugging all that type shit. So cool now, but now I get into my first shootout and I kill a young dude. Now I'm like, listen, I really don't want to be in this.
I didn't want to do this shit from the beginning.
Exactly.
I already knew where this led to. Louis, you was so fucking stuck on having so much power. Yeah. And he kind of just let that shit ride. He was like, yo, it is what it is.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
And then he's like, now like you said, he killed the young dude. He's like, yo, what the fuck are we doing?
What are we doing? Type
like, yo,
shit.
This power struggle shit, we don't need all this money.
And his message was, he was doing it because the first shit was that war when Scully and all that shit came. He killed the dude in the shootout when they had the big meetup and shit turned to Mission Impossible, whatever. Shit was silly shit.
But it was good.
From that moment, it was 3 seasons of him feeling like, damn, I really don't want to do this. So he finally gets to his wits end and snaps, goes crazy. It would have been a perfect time. If you're going to kill him when he outside drunk when he not supposed to be by him fucking self.
So that's what I thought was going to happen when he was at the fucking car shop.
And he was losing his fucking... What sense does it make to have that scene just for him to die in the shootout with Kane?
Because we're like...
what sense does that make?
Because to me... Snowfall 1 through 4, if Kane was going to die anyway, they would have killed Kane. They would have set
that up because they're smarter than him. Like, come on, bro.
Because if she was going to get kidnapped, they would have made it. There would have been something behind it. It wasn't going to be a shootout.
It was exactly. It's never been like. It's never been no silly shit like that. That's why I didn't like it. And you got the pimp shit. Like what? Okay, bro.
All right, I will say,
it's goofy.
The pimp shit was terrible. I was like. I hated his voice.
Everything.
I was like, all right. And then like her whole little, you was touched by your mama and all. I was like,
what the fuck?
I was like, you've been tortured for a while. You're not talking. Nigga done burned.
You gotta get up that K in your chest. Like stop. It was silly. And why does the pimp have muscle? So since when do pimps have muscles holding women down? It's fucking ridiculous shit, bro. Fucking ridiculous. It made no sense. And why is Kane having Louis with a gun to her head just to push her out the way to shoot? Why do you need to push her?
Yo, somebody gonna die.
Like, what are you talking about?
Why? Yo, listen. One of them gotta die.
Yeah.
Or she shot her immediately.
What? That was a terrible episode. To me, that was bottom 5 episode. The Tiger shit was a terrible episode. It was just certain shit that was a bad episode.
I'll go watch 1 through 4 again.
1 through 4. Yeah. 1 and 4 wasn't that bad. It was just coming off season 3. So you're gonna be going from a 10 to like a 7.
Yeah, which is
to a fucking 3.
So on 1 to 10, what do you feel like season 6 was?
6 out of 10. It was a bad season, and I think
above average.
6 is above average.
Technically, 60%.
I guess, but yeah, it was. Episode 9 was by far the best when him and Teddy finally had a talk and had the whole purpose of the show finally come to light in the CIA, why I did what I did, how I felt about that was the whole point of Snowfall.
After he did all that burning and shit and finally,
I thought that was the best I probably seen Teddy act because he never really has any personality in any of the scenes he does.
He's real monotone, but I mean I actually like that for him.
Me too.
I think that worked well. You know what threw me off? I didn't like Ted. I mean, I think his character was great, but I just didn't like. Hey man, super patriotic, and he got to do it for his. Bro, they hate you. They threw you in a fucking dungeon, bro.
Yeah, once he like got kicked out the CIA, that's when I was like, okay, now y'all just milking. It doesn't really make much sense.
It doesn't. And then like to bring him back and all that shit. Because to me, my thing was. What made more sense to me, which I didn't understand why he even turned against Franklin to begin with. Like, I mean, I don't understand why he allowed Louis to say, "Yo, I'm breaking off." And
it was like,
that part just didn't make sense to me because I mean, bro, it's Franklin. that was your original. That's that. He's the reason why you even got this far to begin with.
Yeah.
You started losing your shit a little bit, but he's the reason why you got this far. Why now you want to break off with her?
Yeah.
So that part didn't make sense to begin with. And that was what, season 5 when that happened?
Yeah.
So yeah, I didn't understand that part. But
yeah.
I mean,
and you got like the KGB shit was the biggest waste of time I've ever seen in my fucking life, bro. You want to talk about a waste of time on a show?
You have a Mexican KGB agent.
Soviet Union. That's a Soviet Union organization, and he's gay. What was the purpose of throwing that in the show?
A Mexican gay Soviet Union. That's first of all that was absurd.
And that's what. And this is the stuff.
But see, that's where to me, that's where like the new age propaganda gets thrown into shit like that. That show was based in the 90s, the 80s and 90s. That's not something that, no offense, cool, but that wasn't something that was prominent. Nobody was out here just being gay.
Yeah.
To start with, necessarily like being shown that. So I feel like that was like, again, it's 2023. You gotta throw something in there.
Yeah, that's true. And then just for it to end that the way it did, like, okay. It was just bad, bro. That's what I'm saying. It was just a bad season when I'm like observing it, and I'm only comparing it to itself. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
Everything else was so well written before seasons 4, 5, and 6 to like the little shit just not making sense. Like in the grand scheme of things, like why did his girlfriend's mom need to be speaking in Italian? Why did they need to emphasize that so much and be sneaking like? Come on, yeah. What are you talking about? Just silly shit.
I mean, I didn't understand her being there to begin with. I mean, I understood like they tried to help, but I think it was spent too much time on that.
It was spent way too. Then you got dramatic scenes of her listening on. She trying to seduce the dad and shit. Like, bro, we don't care. This is the last season. Y'all are wasting time on shit that
doesn't matter.
That does nothing.
Kill him immediately and keep moving,
please.
Because, I mean, y'all been doing all this killing anyway.
Yeah.
So, yeah, damn, Snowfall. As I sit back and talk about it now, I'm starting to rethink about my answer.
That's why I can't put it in a great show category. I can put it in one of the most entertaining show categories. But that's when you start to get into the powers.
Because I'm going to say, that shit's entertaining
it's very entertaining. But as far as, like, you want to start getting into, like, the great shows, Breaking Bad, The Wire, Sopranos... You can go with Game of Thrones. You can go. I'll even throw Ozark in there.
Yeah, I'm not saying.
I would even put Narcos in there. That shit was phenomenal, but it was a lot shorter too, and it was based off a real. Well, shit.
That was based off, but they went away from the story.
What I'm saying?
But
based on a real story, so it was you can really mess that up too, because they got a lot of shit about El Chapo and then Pablo and all them on that. Mm-hmm. They got plenty of that shit. So I mean, Succession is in there. Atlanta, well written. Oh my God, it's too many shows that are true to the storyline, so where they're not dependent on shock factors. And Snowfall started on that, but as soon as they got that attention where everybody's watching them live, it was over with.
No.
What? John Singleton?
As soon as RP one of the goals, man. John Singleton. As soon as he died, you started letting everybody else start getting their hand into that shit. I mean, you might as well have brought 50 Cent over there and let them niggas write that shit.
Right, dead ass.
So,
but
you should have brought another great writer in, somebody who like an Ozark writer.
Facts.
And said, all right, hey, you already know where we're at with this. Continue this.
Yeah, and Ozark shit didn't even have the best ending, but it wasn't silly. It just wasn't as great as the previous shit. Yeah. It made sense with Ozark, but I mean, it was just like, all right, guys. It was time. It was over with. You could tell that that was a throwaway type shit, and they do that a lot with shows, so I'm not mad at that.
Damn,
shout out to Damson Idris and everybody on the show. Sissy, I love your role. Phenomenal job acting. And she's from The Wire, so we ain't got to talk about them ghosts that come from that show.
I mean, you saw what Jerome did. I think he did
Jerome,
a phenomenal job.
Sissy was not my number one favorite that season, and Jerome was a close second.
Yeah.
Only because I hated the way they did that last shit.
I mean, I think it was time. He was like, man, it's time for me to go. I got to do some other shit.
My favorite scene... Gotta be number one. She was talking to Leon from the jail cell. Phenomenal, just like her, just like his fucking dad, telling that real shit. Damn, trying to expose the CIA. Like, look what you doing to yourself. Look what you doing to the community. All this shit. I done lost my son. Not saying a word to him. She was fire.
First of all, I actually love the jail scenes.
Me too.
I did too. Even the one with Franklin going
crazy. All the jail scenes was fire.
I just like the one
because it's all dialogue. There's no action involved.
It is, and I love how that her face presented it's you had the feeling. I was like, fuck. I'm like, damn, like I felt, bitch, you ain't gonna say nothing to him. So I mean, I definitely understood that. I think that was well written for that.
Well written.
But
she had a few great speeches, and I hated Louis' acting this season for whatever reason. It was not good to me. It's not, especially when Jerome first died. That shit was terrible. That acting.
Yeah, it was.
That shit was terrible.
It was. And to me, she's always done well.
That's what I'm saying.
Until, this last season was a little iffy.
It was not enough passion
it was real forced.
for you to lose your husband and your life like that.
So, it was real forced.
Phenomenal job, V. I think I don't even know her name. It's Veronica, whatever her name is. The baby mama. Phenomenal job. Well, yeah, that alcohol when he's an alcoholic hobo, he was killing that shit.
That walk down the street.
He was killing that shit. That was phenomenal.
No, that was great. I think he's a great actor. I think he plays his role really well.
I think he did a great.
I think he did a great job. I don't think there was any for that to me. I don't think there's anybody that could have done that the way he did it. No, I'm saying because I think he was just placed in that perfectly. I feel like somebody else with a different show could, of course, can do that, but I think the actors were put in the right place for that show. Yeah,
he killed that shit. Yeah.
So hey man, they talking about he might be a replacement for Jonathan Majors.
Never, could never fuck with Jonathan Majors. Could never fuck with Jonathan.
I mean, obviously women can't either.
Alright,
I had that one bait real quick, man. You know Brian McKnight.
Yeah, man. One of the
greatest voices.
Just a singer. I don't know how great he is. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think he's made great music.
He got a great song.
But so, real quick, Brian McKnight has been in the fucking on Twitter getting ass ate up real quick. Pause.
Whoa, what's up with you? That's number 2, bro. That's straight 2.
That is.
That's straight 2. That sounded disgusting too. That sounded the worst you could have possibly said.
But he's been getting killed on Twitter, right?
Yeah.
So first I'm gonna read this post real quick.
And he got sued too.
Oh damn. Okay. So he made a post real quick. It's his daughter's birthday. It says, "Today we celebrate you Jews on your birthday. Your mom and I couldn't be prouder of you. I couldn't ask for a better daughter than you. Happy birthday to my best daughter ever." Right? Another one of his posts said, you made me a girl dad. The reason why he's getting talked about in these on Twitter is because he has 3 or 4 other kids. And then, not only that, right? He just had a newborn baby. He named his newborn baby Brian McKnight. He has a son that's already Brian McKnight Jr.
So they got 2 Brians. That's children.
So pretty much he kind of like, nothing to do with his other side.
You ever seen the movie Us?
Yeah.
Basically, that's what happened. They replaced them motherfuckers. Substitution, man.
Got him out of there, though.
Got him out of there. Hey, Brian. It's probably more to the story, but this shit sounds horrendous.
Just from the outside looking in.
This shit sounds disgusting.
Because at one point, I was even listening, he had his kids on his album at one point, he had them doing when they was babies, and so he looked like at one point he was around. Yeah.
Okay.
And so at one point he seems like he was around, and then something flipped, and now he just pretty much he don't want nothing to do with them kids.
I mean, we done seen this story before. One of your favorite rappers, New York's greatest, 50 Cent, do the same shit with his son too. So I mean, what is?
But see, to me, like even that was the story behind it. He was there, and then his son wasn't really rocking with him because 50 wasn't rocking with his mom, and so now it's like taking sides. So it's like, all right, cool. Well, if you want to do that, I'm sorry. I mean, you are my kid, whatever. But cool, it is what it is. I feel like that's where I even look at it like this way, right? Because my dad wasn't around. But that's like me saying, right now, that's like if my dad comes and start trying or whatever, that's like me saying, nah, you don't fuck with my mom, so fuck you. It's like, that wasn't my situation. That wasn't for me to kind of judge on that. Cause just because you're not rocking with my mom not rocking with you, that means I just can't fuck with you. Unless it was some estranged shit where niggas is getting beat up or some shit like that.
But they're humans at the end of the day. So we also got to put into account Clearly, Brian McKnight is petty. I mean,
Yeah,
for you to go that far is absurd.
And you start doing this
and we know
Instagram
50
shit?
Cent is petty because he going right back at him too. So that's what I'm saying. I
50's the
I
most
understand.
petty
Number one, you gotta understand. They are entitled to feel however they feel.
Oh yeah, no, I agree.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what efforts they have made to mend those relationships.
Mm-hmm.
But the way they handling as these 40, 50-year-old men is disgusting. Come on now, 50.
No, 50, first of all, 50 is beyond petty, but 50 do that with everybody. It don't even matter if his son is his co-worker, if it's, you don't give a fuck about nobody.
So if that's the case, we can't even get mad that your son turned out like that.
We can't.
You see what I'm saying?
We can't. Because obviously he don't fall too far from the tree.
But let me read this article we have here. So following that caption you saw from IG. So Twitter users weren't feeling that post for several reasons. Main one being that, as mentioned, McKnight has a daughter, Brianna, and the post reads as a subliminal jab at her. So that caption you just read about, you making me a girl dad, that was supposedly how people are viewing it, a jab at his daughter, Brianna.
Okay.
Twitter users also called him out again for not including any of his children from previous relationships in his Instagram bio, which currently reads, father of Julia, Jack, Kakoa, Mateo, and Brian, I don't know how to pronounce this stuff, Kanawa Makoa. Number one is
Hawaiian now though.
Number one is it's not that every parent don't got all their kids just name in Instagram. Number one, I don't know what 50-year-olds do on Instagram anyway, so let me stop. They might have, you know what I'm saying?
50-year-olds a little nasty Instagram though. It's not at all.
Anyway, so the R&B singer has been at odds with his 4 children from previous relationships for several years now. He also addressed past backlash, explaining why he is estranged from his children. Okay. In 2019, so 4 years ago, he shared a video citing reasons such as them being entitled. I've never, and this is quoted directly from Mr. McKnight, Mr. Back at 1. I've never missed a day of child support. I've never done anything adverse to my children whatsoever. I've always been there. I've always been there with advice, whether they took it or not. I've always been the sounding board, and I've always been the one who had to help them achieve whatever dreams they were wanting to reach out for, he said in the video. His kids, however, have a different interpretation of the situation. In 2019, his son Brian McKnight Jr. spoke out about his father and his disbelief how he could turn his back on both his children and grandchildren. I don't think there is any situation that merits the way my father has chosen to treat my brother, my sisters, and his grandchildren. First of all, we gotta start right there. So when you start out with that type of thinking, I don't think there's any situation that merits that. Now we know it's some situation going on. We know it's something going on with this child. He probably pulled some bullshit.
There's a lot of situations.
He's trying to play the victim card to the public.
Why would you leave me? I didn't even do nothing. Now you done cursed that man. You done did all types of shit.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we gotta stop right there. So I might be on Mr. McKnight's side. I don't know.
Yeah, all right.
One of which being his firstborn's firstborn son, who also bears our name. So Mr. Brian McKnight Jr. has a son and is also named Brian McKnight.
So you got the third.
He got 3.
Now you got 4 of the motherfuckers now.
Brian McKnight Jr. wrote in a lengthy post on Facebook in 2019, "It's insane to me. I have absolutely no empathy for the type of life introduced to us, only to become to resent us for the life that is catching up with us. It breaks my heart, but not for myself. Specifically for my siblings and my children. They don't deserve this at all." Brianna also poured her heart out on Instagram in 2019. She detailed the pain she's experienced over the years because of her father's abandonment. Whew. Alright.
Listen, man. Like you said, there's a lot behind reasons why parents don't fuck with their kids or kids don't fuck with their parents. Yeah. There's a lot that could have went behind that. There's a lot that probably is not being said. And from Brian's McKnight's point is probably he's like, you know, Midnight, whatever. From his point of view is probably like, you know what? The easiest thing for me to do is not even be involved in that. Easiest thing, yeah, I got a family, whatever, cool, that was that before, I'm on to the next. Mm-hmm. Especially like he said, if I was there at one point, I done paid all of this, I done did everything, and now something happened, yo, let me just live mine. Yeah. And then now, because to me, what it's almost like when he said they feel entitled. So now, like, yo, I gotta keep feeding y'all.
Right.
Because I mean, that was almost like what 50 Cent point was. Like, I was helping, but now you start feeling entitled. Like, I need more. Like when you know his son was like, yo, that's not enough.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get me wrong. Of course, like, you know, for me, if I have money or whatever, I would never want my kids to like feed whatever. But it's like you're not entitled to that money necessarily.
Correct. I agree.
You know, like I can't tell my mom whatever money she's making, I'm entitled to that money. You have to give me that.
Correct. I mean, but is that coming from a place of that's how you introduced them to money? Is that I'm rich, so y'all can have whatever y'all want?
That's
you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's another thing.
Spoiled rich kids, man. Y'all heard fucking Frank Ocean, Channel Orange, Super Rich Kid, but that's none of my business, man. Shout out to the GOAT.
But I mean, look at how, or did he? We gotta see both sides because he could have did like, you know, how Shaq did. Shaq always told he always say, I tell my kids I'm rich, you're not. So you got to go out and do something.
Right, and I'm from the outside, got a great relationship with him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, but that's my thing. So I think, I mean, they're humans. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, I know it's kids. I know it's blood relatives.
Yeah, of course.
They're humans. You know what I'm saying? When shit like that, when money gets involved, when relationship gets involved, that's the first thing that's going, you know what I'm saying, send people in their own directions because people see things differently, type shit. But now we got to add some other shit to the mix. Cause
hold on.
McKnight.
I just took a glance over there and I don't
Mr. McKnight clearly is on some bullshit. I don't know what they got going. So Brian McKnight lawsuit exposes alleged incest slander involving his estranged daughter.
First of all, that headline sounds nuts.
So I'm going to try to run through this rather quickly. So Brian McKnight has settled a lawsuit from his estranged daughter Brianna over claims he maliciously defamed her on social media by lying about her having an affair with her own cousin, Mr. McKnight. Is wildin'.
Yo, see, that's what's wrong with them petty 50-year-olds, dog.
That's what I'm saying. Okay. In her suit, Brianna claimed the issue started in 2019 when she decided to share the post I referred to earlier about how tough it was growing up with an absent father. Though she alleged didn't even have a clue as to who he was, McKnight responded by publicly stating that Brianna was a promiscuous and incestuous minor, and thereby he hoped undermining Brianna's credibility regarding a post that did not even identify him. His post reportedly said, and unfortunately along the way, a couple years ago, I caught wind that there was an older cousin who was above 18 who was quite possibly having sex with her.
First of all, that's nasty to post on the gram about your daughter. First of all, that's nasty as shit, dog. Come on, son.
He also reportedly alleged that Brianna's mother, see, there we go, what you was talking about when that's what I'm saying, the mom gets involved. Brianna's mother, who had an affair while he was married to someone else, only had a child with him for money in the first place. Okay, so there we go. There it is. They beefing over money. They beefing over money, and it looks like he just tried to find a way to cut that part of his life out the way.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? He don't love him, clearly.
Not at all.
You cannot love somebody be doing this type of shit.
Back at one.
He started from scratch in real life. He was not lying to them lyrics.
Anytime.
Yeah, McKnight. I mean, I was rocking with you when I heard what the son said, and you might be right about him. But Brianna, I don't know.
Here's the thing: whether she did it or not, you can't post that.
That's some fuck shit, bro.
Yeah, you can't post that. That's
some bullshit. That's some straight up bullshit.
You can't do that shit, dog. Whether it happened or not, bro, that's your daughter. You can't do that shit. You can't do that shit, bro. You might not like her. Call her on the phone and say like, you nasty motherfucker. You can do all of that shit, but don't post that shit.
I'm not gonna try to embarrass my child in that way. That's some nasty shit. That's some foul shit to say.
Yo,
that's crazy.
That's insane, bro.
Yeah.
And I don't care whether I could have a kid that I'll never speak to again in my life, but I would never do that.
You could have just stopped at calling. She's a hoe. Right? She's a hoe. She sleep with people for money. Her mama is a hoe too.
Yeah.
That's okay. That would have even been bad. But you doing this fucking a cousin.
Yo, y'all got an older cousin that you was possibly having sex with. Whoa. What the fuck? Yo, you are bugging. What? Excuse me?
What's wrong with you, dog?
You
Brian McNasty McKnight is a nasty
Brian
old
nasty,
man.
dog.
Nasty old man. Shame on
what she
Mr.
look like?
McKnight.
Nothing. Okay.
She might be a hoe.
Yeah, she.
She might be a little promiscuous. I'm joking.
Dog.
I apologize, bro. Brianna.
Please, oh shit, I'm gonna get canceled for that shit. Actually, I hope this goes up for that.
I apologize, man. Yeah, Brian McKnight, get the fuck out of here, dog. You can't. I mean,
That's
all the other shit is whatever. I don't know the relationship, but you throwing some shit in like that. Come on, dog. And then this nigga just in every picture smiling like he's just a good guy.
He's living a great life, bro.
Yeah,
he's living a great life right now, bro. That man went and married
living.
See, and you know what happened? What his new wife look like? She black?
Of course not.
Oh.
That's what the whole thing was.
See?
It was like he don't like his black family. So
Yeah.
A lot more pale on this side.
Man, see?
He liked the way they treat him. A lot more submissive.
Mm-hmm.
Probably don't speak English that well. They can't able 2 words. You know what I'm saying? He get peace in the house.
Yeah, you do. Hey.
I mean,
when I say jump, she asks how high.
Right.
Ooh.
They say
he can hoop though.
Yeah, I heard he got.
Yeah, I heard he got. Yeah.
So I give him extra points.
You know what I'm saying?
But still, it's not enough.
It's not enough.
The jump shot ain't enough.
It's not. Oh, but you know what? He liked the whites, so that's why he can shoot. Yeah. You see? Yeah. That's different.
Who the fuck is this? Leilani? I don't know. She might be Hawaiian or some shit.
Yeah, that's what that looks
Mendoza.
like.
Oh, what is she?
Fucking both. She might be like Spanish from Hawaii.
Man, they don't mind know the fuck this lady is. They just got a bunch of pictures.
I mean, after all them names like Mateo and all of that, if his children, that sounds more of that side.
Mateo.
I mean, listen, man, Brian,
yeah.
You too old to be doing that shit, bro.
You getting the nasty spotlight this week, man.
Yeah,
we gotta put you in a blender.
You're fucking disgusting, bro.
You're a nasty motherfucker, dog.
Yeah. But at first, for a second, reading that headline, I thought it was incest with him and his daughter.
I
was like, yo,
y'all whole shit was spooky to begin with.
Yeah, I was like,
look pretty good.
That she look alright. Yeah, her head big as fuck, but I mean,
what is previous wife?
It looked like the daughter.
Oh, she was back in.
Yeah.
It do like that.
Yeah.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
McKnight.
And maybe she told that nigga about himself too many times.
Probably gave him a piece of her mind a few times.
Motherfucker.
Be out of here, man. Till next time.
Yo, man, like, subscribe, hit us up.
Like, subscribe, comment, man. Bill Love unsaid with a whole lot to say.
Dirty motherfucker. You better get the fuck out.
Nasty fuck.